Halito, everyone. Thank you for joining me for the 2024 State of the Nation Address. This year, we've had a lot of wins and some challenges, like we do every year. It is my honor to celebrate those wins and my duty to work alongside tribal leadership to overcome the challenges. I want to begin by thanking my wife Angie, our son David and his wife Taylor, our grandson Jeffrey, and our granddaughter Kaylin. I also want to thank Assistant Chief Jack Austin Jr., his wife Felicia, and their family, as well as our tribal council, judicial branch, and our tribal leadership team for their tireless support this year. I owe a huge yako to all of the members of our work family across the reservation for being part of the Choctaw Nation successes this year. We couldn't accomplish any of our goals without the love and dedication of our associates. Everything we do here at the Choctaw Nation is aimed at improving the lives of our tribal members and their communities. Taking care of our families, friends, and neighbors has been ingrained in our culture from the beginning of time. Our ancestors knew that when Choctaws stick together, we can accomplish anything. That's what I call the Choctaw spirit, that willingness to work for what we have and the generosity to share it with others. Before we get into this year's address, I'd like to share the story of a wonderful lady who has a great spirit and heart. She lives out the Choctaw spirit every day through her self-reliance and hard work.
I put a lot of work into this house. I put up the walls, the wood on the walls. My name is Sandy Pitman, and I'm from Antlers, Oklahoma. I lost my vision to diabetes in 2010. You know, there was a time period where I guess you could say I have a pity party. I can't say that it was easy, but it wasn't hard. No, I wasn't always into woodworking. I just picked up a saw and started trying to figure things out.
Sandy Pitman, I got to meet her. She lives just outside of Antlers, Oklahoma. A lovely young lady, has a great, wonderful spirit. She actually climbed on the roof and was getting the shingles off of the roof. And I was like, Sandy, why are you doing that?
I went up there because I needed to get the shingles off, because I needed to get that house tore down.
Nothing holds her back. She just embodies the Choctaw spirit. I mean, that resiliency, that strength, that never give up attitude.
I think it means you should first have faith. Put your faith in God, because He'll carry you through anything. I think you should do your best and be your best that you can at anything you do. You can walk away with that feeling of being proud of what you accomplished.
One of the most basic needs for all human beings is shelter. In the past, a Choctaw village would come together to help build sturdy and comfortable houses for summer and winter. Today, just as we have for generations, we work to ensure tribal members have safe and affordable housing so they can stop worrying about the roof over their head and work on achieving their other goals. We set out to complete 600 new housing units by the end of fiscal year 25, and I'm proud to say that at the end of fiscal year 24, we will be over halfway there. When we complete our goal next year, we will have built over 1,300 total homes across the reservation. I think that's something to celebrate. The Choctaw Nation Health System is one of the most comprehensive services we offer and one of the many ways we exercise our tribal sovereignty. I'm proud to report that we are projected to have around 1.2 million health encounters by the end of the fiscal year. I am a huge advocate for prevention and wellness care like mammograms and colonoscopies, which you can have done at Choctaw Nation health facilities. These procedures save so many lives. We also treated hundreds of cataracts and performed thousands of dental cleanings since October of 2023, when the fiscal year began. With our latest updates to the dental program, we've been able to increase cleanings by 39% over last year. And maybe the sweetest number I can share with you today is that our hospital in Tallahassee welcomed almost 350 newborns into the world this year. While I'm always excited to see the number of people we can help through our hospital and clinics, I'm even prouder when we can help our people make healthy lifestyle choices that will keep them out of the hospital. This means eating right, getting some exercise, and making appointments for regular checkups. If you need help taking the first step to a healthier future, our programs and services are just a phone call away. We can help with nutrition, diabetes care, movement and mobility, and so much more. I want to take a second to thank our health services staff who go above and beyond every day to make sure every person who walks through the door gets the best possible care. Year after year, these folks have earned high scores in their patient satisfaction surveys, and that's because they truly care about you. Next, I want to talk about the operations of the Choctaw Nation and how we are having a positive impact on our communities. But first, I'd like to share the story of Ada Brown, an inspiring woman whose resilient strength and determination helped shape her career.
Our tribal sovereignty is taking the very best of our Choctaw culture and blending it with the very best of American culture. Halito, my name is Judge Ada Brown, and I am a proud member of the Choctaw Nation. I'm the first Choctaw woman to be a federal judge, and I feel very proud of that. I don't want to be the last. What opened my eyes to it was I interned with a judge in Georgia. She took the time to explain to me how she made decisions and the things she looked at, and I absolutely fell in love with law. In the 1800s, the Choctaw Light Horsemen became our first law enforcement officers and judges. Since the beginning of our time, we've had this dual sovereignty. Federal law certainly influences our law, but we have our own laws on the books. We have our own courts and our own judges, and so those systems run parallel and complementary to affect our culture. The number 3 cause of death for Native women in America is murder. There's been a shortage of judges, and so I volunteered for duty. Just this past May, I sat and heard 3 homicide cases. I sat in the Muskogee courthouse by designation to volunteer, and it was fascinating. And so that's my way of helping. We need more smart, young lawyers from our tribe. Don't wait until you get your dream job to do a good job. The way you get your dream job is to do whatever job you've got the very best you can to show your Choctaw spirit and to make your tribe proud. Do it every day, and then people will look to you for the next opportunity.
Part of our strategic plan is to be the employer of choice. We want to increase the number of jobs we bring to the area, sure, but that's not only part of it. We want to be there for our associates and their families through the milestone moments and the hard times too. One of the things I love most about the workplace we have created at the Choctaw Nation is how many family members we have working together. Parents and children, brothers and sisters, cousins, aunts and uncles. We aren't just creating jobs, we are creating generational opportunities. When I say we are a family here, I mean it. This year, we created over 230 positions and our total number of associates topped 13,000. But like I said, it's not just about the number of jobs we create, it's also about the opportunity and the culture we offer. In addition to great benefits and a solid support system for growth, we are initiating new programs that will help identify new talent and help associates learn the skills they will need for their dream careers at the Choctaw Nation. More important than any of this, however, is the fact that the people who work for the Choctaw Nation care deeply about our tribal members and come to work every single day ready to serve them. When you add up these factors, it's no wonder the Choctaw Nation has been recognized as a top employer year after year. Our largest source of revenue in the Choctaw Nation is gaming. While the casinos continue to be an excellent source of revenue, the tribe is not immune to inflation and the higher cost of goods affecting the global community. In addition, the tribe is growing. We have almost 230,000 tribal members now, and we want to offer programs and services to as many people as possible. We've approached the problem from two directions. First, we have shifted more of our focus to efficiency and effectiveness. This means we took a hard look at how our tribal dollars are spent. We streamlined areas and cut costs to ensure critical operations continue. We also continue to look for ways to grow and diversify our revenue sources. Choctaw Landing at Hochtown will draw tourism dollars through the hotel, shopping, and dining options and supplement our gaming revenue through the casino. We have 2 new apartment complexes that will not only provide more market rate housing in areas that desperately need it, but they will also supplement the tribe's income. We also partnered with Three Rivers Meat Company in Octavia, Oklahoma to process Choctaw beef. In April, we held a ribbon cutting for their new facility, which will not only process meat, but also house a retail space and a cafe. It's a huge win for the community too, because they will no longer have to drive an hour for fresh meat and produce. Even facing economic challenges, the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma still had a $3.2 billion impact on the state of Oklahoma in our most recent economic impact report. This means we support jobs and community projects, build roads, back education projects, and so much more. I encourage all of you to learn more about the positive things your tribe is doing in your hometowns by visiting our website and reading your monthly Beskinik. The last section of my address today will be about cultural and education efforts. But before we get to that, I'm honored to share the story of original Choctaw speaker Terry Billy, one of the founders of our language program and a shining example of the Choctaw spirit.
Choctaw is my first language. I was raised by my grandmother. Everything was in the language from the time I got up until I went to bed. Sahosha Teresa Terry Billy, Chahtanopa Ayakano Agon Atuksalili, Nushkobuka Apila Sia. I am Teresa Terry Billy. I work at the School of Choctaw Language, and I am the Assistant Director of the language program. You know, working with Marvel and Bass Reeves, that just put us on a world stage. I was shocked when I found out it was being translated into 35 other languages around the world. Unimaginable that someone like myself, a little girl just interpreting for my grandmother, would one day on a big scale be participating in something that was that big. But definitely you would hope and you would believe that there are others who are listening and learning, and that would put something on the inside of them that would say, I want to learn Choctaw. In those hymns that I sing that talk of suffering and perseverance, you understand that historically, and yet it still holds truth for today. And it relates to who we are as people and the connectedness to our language.
Preserving the Choctaw language is not only important to our sovereignty, but it's also a huge part of who we are as a tribal nation. It's been over 25 years since we offered our first language class via satellite at the University of Oklahoma. Since then, we have expanded our School of Language to include live classes, online classes, language nest, and apprenticeships. This year, Achata Anumpa Ayakana served an average of 3,000 students. I love to see so many people interested in learning the language. The apprenticeship program is a completely immersive learning environment where apprentices speak Choctaw all day, every day. At the end of the program, they graduate as fluent speakers. I'm proud to say that because of this program, we now have several new Choctaw speakers who can teach others what they've learned. This year, we expect to have 15 graduates. Preserving and protecting the Choctaw language is an issue that is close to my heart. Not only is it important from a historical and cultural perspective, but speaking our language is an act of sovereignty. For so long, our ancestors were discouraged or downright forbidden to speak Choctaw by authorities who did not recognize our inherent sovereignty. When we speak Choctaw today, we're saying to those people, I am a member of a sovereign nation and I will honor my ancestors by speaking our language. Whether it's learning the Choctaw language, training for a skilled trade, or studying at the highest levels of academics, education in all its forms offers us a better quality of life. Doors open for people who value learning and personal growth. We made great strides in education this year. Not only do we have programs that can help you get through a degree or training program, but we can even help you search for a job and prepare for the interview. This year, we supported the educational goals of over 13,000 students and awarded over $17 million in scholarships through our Higher Ed Department, Choctaw Foundation, and Career Development Program. Finally, we had our largest graduating class in the history of the adult education program. We even had family members completing the program together, which is a testament to the importance of a strong support system, not just from the Choctaw Nation, but also in the home. It's not easy to return to school as an adult, especially if you are working and raising a family. Congratulations to all of you for achieving such an important goal. Our ancestors walked from their homeland to uncharted territory, now known as Oklahoma. Today we continue that walk into the future to secure the vision we have for our children and to make true the dream of the Choctaw people. The continued growth of the Choctaw Nation is our shared responsibility. We walk the path to prosperity hand in hand with our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters, our friends, and our community. Let's continue to march into a new day, a better day for the Choctaw Nation. Yako Key, and God bless.